What up? Y'all know what it is, man. I'm still going crazy right now. Still going crazy. Got a lot of things going on. A lot of things is killing the YouTube streets once again. But I'm back. I mean, I'm with it. It is what it is. I'm still always give my great opinion on things. We got the China Brim just said he got jumped by Jim Jones and Roddy Rebels. People at first it looked like he was saying Jim Jones and them jumped him, and he was just saying Jim Jones people jumped him. Also, things like that creates the new thing that they trying to put on rappers now, a RICO law, RICO charge or whatever. Then the Jada Kiss situation about schools and all that. So hey, just so happened, I got a big special guest down here with me right now, all the way from Harlem, man. And y'all never know, man. These Harlem dudes, man. Excuse me, y'all. These Harlem dudes, they everywhere. They will appear. They'll pop up in, I don't care what state you name it, they are there. They are there, man. I got my brother with me, man. Childhood friend, somebody that I love to death. My family, Eastcoast Bose, man. Where you at, Bose?
Yo,
man?
what's poppin' up, yo?
Man, what's good?
Big Bose.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, what's poppin' up? And it's your boy Eastcoast Bose,
Yes,
a.k.a.
sir.
Bose the Locust, the neighborhood host of Stay Fly, Stay Focused, you heard?
Yes, sir.
Down here, man, with the big bro, with the big homie,
Facts.
big motherfucking Boosie, you heard?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
No diggity.
Shit.
Excuse you, YouTube. We don't really, a lot of us don't understand the curse word.
Righteous.
So give us a pass on this one, but
I'm gonna clear all that up.
My brother's respectful.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Before we get into this is crazy right now. Cause I ain't even gonna lie.
Shit.
Real talk, he popped up on me, man. And me and him had a conversation. Like, when you got real good friends, because I don't talk to him every day, but I see him on Instagram, Facebook, killing the game with what he got going on with his music and all that. He'll like pictures, I like pictures. He'll send fire emojis, I send fire emojis.
Absolutely.
And I still don't talk to him. But when I talk to him, if we do got to get on the phone, it's like it's like we never not miss a beat. And that's what real friends is about, man, in real life.
Righteous.
But hold up, though. You forgot your wine, man.
Oh, nah, I ain't forget that.
No. I had to.
Got to keep that. I got to sip that. It's that watermelon shit. See?
Because I said that to him because this is a wine that I'm making myself. This was made from yellow watermelons. And it's still brewing. I got batches and batches and batches. I got beauty salons ready for it, barbershops, everything. So this is what I'm making. Y'all seeing it from scratch. I got the labels made and all that. I'm just getting the percentages together after everything is really finished. But my brother came down. I had to introduce it to him. And so now I want to give him a toast. I want to do a toast with my bro.
My guy.
We toasted to what we toasted to, man.
Toasting to love, loyalty, and respect, you heard?
Respect and success, brother.
And success,
yes,
absolutely.
We got big things about to happen, man.
Oh, shit, do
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Harlem on the rise, you heard?
And it's called La Flair, is the name of the wine. And my brother get to taste it, while the process is being made.
Seeded watermelon, that shit tastes fire too,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
That shit different.
And we got the red watermelon wine coming too. So that's brewing as well. So before we get into it, we go do with the cursing. He's so Harlem, he's so New York. Y'all know how that energy is on 1,000. But I love that with him.
I gotta keep that. I gotta keep that in mind though, because
yeah.
for the YouTube restrictions, we don't want no headaches, man. We want this to get where it's supposed to go.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna tone that right down.
No doubt. So I wanted to get into a few things, man. I'm trying to figure which one I want to go at first. I think I want to talk about what you got going on first, and then we'll get into the other politics of what everybody else going on, because my brother is first.
Copy that.
Before anything, and big respect to who else we about to talk about, but my brother's first. So, a lot of people that don't know East Coast Bose, a lot of people that's about to see this know us already, and a lot of our family is going to be watching. But to my subscribers that don't know East Coast Bose, tell us where East Coast Bose come from, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's Bose the Locals, the neighborhood hostess. From 145th and Broadway, that's where I went. Uptown Harlem, West Side is the best side, you heard. And you know, flew down here to come, you know, make a couple of moves, man. Say, you know, Boosie name popping in the city, you know what I mean? As soon as I touch the city, everybody Boosie, 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 Boosie. You gotta get over Boosie, Boosie. So, you know, that was the first stop, man. Made the call, was all love. Open doors. So yeah, man, but what we doing right now, I'm working on some shit, man. I got this whole project going on. Hilltop Mafia, we trying to bring everybody from the hill together.
Right.
Do some, you know, put everybody for the hill who got talent. We're gonna put that shit together in one motion and put that on one train and let that shit run. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this. What created you? Because I know you from growing up. And
Right.
when I heard you rap, I'm like, that's who? That's Bose. What? Same way what you told me when you heard me. You said you heard the Young Guns of Harlem. You was like, that ain't
no
Bose.
motherfucking
That ain't
Boosie,
Bose.
facts.
Somebody wrote that for Boosie and all that.
Right.
So when I seen you rapping, I ain't think nobody wrote it for you because I just know that's the era that we grew
come
up
from.
in. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
facts.
So anything that come in our circumference, we kind of conquer it anyway.
Copy that.
You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
So what made you get interested in rapping? Because I already know you was out there wilding at first, but we'll get to that later. We want to talk about what made you start rapping, man.
Right. Well, you know what it was with me really was, nobody didn't want to write nothing for me, man. You know, I didn't really have the talent in the beginning to do music. You know what I mean? I had the ear for it. I knew what everybody wanted and what they wanted to hear and what they wanted to see. But I didn't have at that time the talent to actually put it in writing. So, you know, eventually running with Ray, running with Twiz, running with them, running with Kim, running with everybody who had talent, did music. I just sat down one day and said, man, fuck that shit. I'm gonna write my own shit, bro. I mean, forget that. I'm gonna write my own things.
Right.
And I just started honing my craft, man, little by little. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I'm gonna take this sweater off too, cause
Get comfortable,
Sheesh,
man. You know,
alcohol got me sweating in here.
Yeah, take it off, man. Get comfortable. Matter of fact, just grab you some tissue and all that, man, so you can wipe your head and all that. Get comfortable. But yeah, I love it when my family members come from afar. And this is what it's all about, supporting one another. And this is the things that I be trying to say to a lot of people that want to, you know, create negative narratives to make their podcast blow up and, you know, always have something negative to say about people. It's all about us sticking together as one. If we don't do it, how things going to happen? If we don't do it. I got a platform. My brother out there killing the game, killing the streets. And, you know, that's why I say we outside. Because my brothers like him is outside and highly respected. And we're going to get into that real heavy. Real heavy. So I want to get into something real quick. Because I do got some other things for East Coast Bose that I need to talk to him about. Because we coming out with a project right now. The new movie, Wrong Number, and him and a few of his team is on the soundtrack, as well as with Jim Jones, Votto, Five Mics, DJ Luke Nasty.
Right. I've been hearing about that a lot since I've been down here, especially that Luke Nasty name.
Yeah, you know.
Righteous.
Luke just went platinum. Salute to Luke. Congratulations, bro. Going
Salute,
platinum.
beloved. Salute, for sure.
And that's what it's all about. Shout out to my brother Wale Coyote, Otis Records, Empire. We about to make some noise, man. We about to go crazy. So, being that I got Bose with me, right? I have to ask these questions.
Let's talk about it, B.
We got Sub-Zero, we got Hassan Campbell, and a few other cats talking about Jada Kiss. And they're trying to utilize him being in a two-parent home. You ain't no thug. went to a private school. You ain't no thug.
Sound like my life, huh?
So yeah, let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that nobody's not a thug just because they came from that. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I came from a 2-parent home. And I've been around all the thugs and all the killers and all the get money killers and all the get the robbers that will rob you and wait for you to come by work and just rob you all day. That's what they do. A lot of those is my good friends. One of them is my best friends. One of them, nothing to play with. We can get into that. And this guy right here went to private school. And I let him explain it, his upbringing, what made him, because I know his mother and father. His big brother is one of my great friends that I used to be with.
Facts.
Be in the house. We used to love to go to their house because they had the big ass house that we all wish we had. And when we first met his brother, I'm like, and he was like, man, y'all can come to my house. I'm gonna ask my moms and pops. His moms and pops give him the okay, you can have friends over. And we go up in the house, we looking like, yo. And when I tell you, it looked like the Huxtable house. That's the kind of house he grew up in and all of the above. So now, being that they talking all this Jada Kiss and all this, and he went to private school, him and his brother. And I'm just saying, now, I got somebody right here, 2-parent household, grew up in a big house like Jada Kiss did. I'm a 2-parent household. I grew up in an apartment house, but it was a 3-bedroom. It wasn't no small house or nothing. I mean, a small apartment. So we can't never compare how a person grew up. It's all about when you go outside. So I'm going to let my brother explain when he went outside and what made him get caught up in to not listening to his parents, because they had bigger plans for him. Mines did too. I'm listening, bro.
Yeah, so, I mean, how that work is this, man. I mean, being from that situation is why I came outside. Because nobody wants to be the Cosby kid. Nobody wants to be the Catholic school kid. Not nowadays when we grew up.
And not to cut you off, these are the points that Sub-Zero and them's trying to say. They are, the rappers is trying to change people's mentality from wanting to do all of that.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But still, that don't make a person not who they are if they use a street credibility. But I'm listening to what you're saying.
Right. So, coming from that type of household, mother and father, Brownstone, Convent Avenue, just like how the situation you were saying with Jada, no matter 2-parent household, same shit, but same thing. But the situation, the difference is the neighborhood. See, Jada from Yonkers, you know what I mean? And Yonkers is like the 6th borough, you know what I mean? So a lot of stuff going in Yonkers, inner city ghetto. Just put it that way. We all from the inner city ghetto. We had 2-parent households. We had good parents. We had parents that wasn't broke. We had everything we ever really wanted in life. But our environment is what changed. My environment is what changed my idea. Like, once I came outside, I had everything I wanted. But then when I go up the block, kids don't have sneakers. They don't have clothes. They ready to take. They getting rough. Their upbringing was different. I said, hold up now. You know, you get what I'm saying? And then when you're a child, being a fighter, being a tough kid, you know what I mean? Being outside early was an attribute, kind of. Like, being a tough kid in the neighborhood gave you points. Like,
not only that, not to cut you off, you got to be extra tough because they think that you sweet or something sweet because you went to
and that's what morphs a good kid, into a gorilla. Facts. You know what I mean? Because you're a good kid inside this brownstone. Facts. But when you come outside, now you're stepping into the jungle. Facts. And in this jungle is lions, is wolves. You know what I mean?
Want to stay outside in the jungle.
If you want to be outside, you're going to have to engage with these different type of animals.
That's a fact.
And if you don't become one, you'll be fooled. Yep. So if you don't eat food, you'll be fooled in that type of terms. You get what I'm saying?
And you would have learned back then that, nah, I don't want to be out there. I'm going to stay in the house and listen to my mom.
And you learn.
I'm going to stay and listen to my mom and my daddy.
And you learn respect. You know what I'm saying? And you learn respect. Like, let me speaking on that note. And I don't even know if you remember this, Boosie, because this shit was so long ago, and it probably wasn't even a second thought in your mind. But I remember one time we was in front of your building. I was talking super duper crazy. I was talking crazy. You know, young nigga feeling myself. Had a couple of fights. I think I just came from Spofford or the island for the first time. You know, feeling myself. And you snuffed me. You remember that? You probably don't remember that because it was so minuscule to you. The way you did it, and the way you did it was so. Yo, little bro, I told you to stop. Pat. I tried to fight you. You swung me around, threw me around like the little kid I was. Sent me on about my way. I didn't go home. And you know what I got from that? You learned your lesson, boy. You better watch your mouth, Ribos.
No, that's crazy.
Now,
For you to even say this on public platform.
No, I wanted to do that on public platform to let you know and to let the world know that there was structure and there was rules to this shit. And no matter who you were, if you went too far and you got too far, man, listen, bro, my mouth was reckless. And that wasn't my only experience. Right. From my elder big brothers that was like, oh, hold on, little boy, you're getting a little too big for your britches.
Wow.
Let me show you what this grown man shit is about.
Wow.
And that's what you did. Boy, you so little, and you tossed me around and threw me around like a little kid I was. And then I started crying. I walked around the corner. He was like, man, he gonna be all right. And it was just that. Saw you the next day. Oh, Ribbo, show these niggas how you, you know what I mean? And life went on. I really don't think you would ever have remembered that.
I don't.
But for me, learning a lesson, that's a lesson for me. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Give me some tissue for my brother. For my bro. Now, this is crazy. Yo, this ain't no script.
Y'all gotta excuse me. But this liquor,
this ain't no scripted stuff, man.
Yo,
give me a bunch of them.
This liquor my man got right here, that Boosie got.
Yeah, and this is wine.
Yo,
y'all think y'all like XXL and all that? Yeah.
God damn, I done came out my sweater, right? Everything. Jeez, this is it, y'all.
Yeah, and this is the first step to teach him about being a star, cause he about to be a star, and that's a fact.
And we got some big things in play, man.
Big things in play. Be ready and be prepared, man.
Appreciate you, my brother. Super duper.
That's crazy. I definitely don't remember that, and I'm trying to sit back and kind of remember, but still, at the end of the day, those are the things we went through growing up.
Lessons being learned.
And it take a real man to even get in front of this camera to even say something like that. Oh, no, because he was a young man trying to learn his way in life. And see, those type of lessons is what keep us out here. Our mothers and fathers' ass whoopings kept us out here. So don't get it twisted about you had a 2-parent household and you went to private school. Yeah, you had people that shunned upon people that did that, but then that went to private school. But then you had them private schoolers, once they learned their way out there in mingle in the mean streets, would do something bad to you, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Booze. I came out looking to do stuff to people to get my name.
Right.
I'm tired of people. Yo, the dude from Cosby Kid. What? I'm gonna show you. So I started really looking, going to Polo Grounds, going to 40th, Hamilton, Broadway, getting involved. Who's tough? Who's getting around the tough guys? Going to 53 Park, Hamilton Park, 40th Park, getting involved with everywhere and everybody that said somebody was tough. I went in those neighborhoods, Lincoln Projects with Jermaine Reagan. You know what I mean? 12 years old. Me and Maine B from Maine came to the school with him and looking for me in junior high school. I was 12 years old. Wow. So, you know what I mean? This is the things we was going through trying to get a name.
Right.
You want to come outside? Okay, these boys out here, it was kids 12 years old. Somebody came looking for me with a gun to my junior high school over abroad.
Right.
12 years old. But I'm just saying, if this is the time and the era, when you start to step out that house, Cosby Kid or not, you will lose your life out here now.
No, that's a fact.
Try that.
And that's why I said.
Try that.
Once you stepped out there and you really seen what was going on,
absolutely,
you're going to pick your poison.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm going to still come hang out here, or I'm going to start listening to my moms and pops. And you stood tall and said, I like hanging outside.
Oh, nah, I need this.
And this is why I'm saying you can't blame no rappers about nothing that they do. Nothing. Now, I get people want to help the youth and all that, but the youth that's killing right now to this day is doing this killing on the strength of beefing over the internet. Why you like my girl pictures? Or they actually grew up into inheriting a beef from their old past and things of that nature. So that leads me to get into what we're about to talk about, man. With the Jada Kiss situation.
Right.
Being that everybody talking about it.
Right.
You got people calling him a fraud or a fake because of his rapping. You got Sub-Zero, you got Hassan Campbell. Then there was another dude that Sub-Zero was actually playing some parts to, that was saying he grew up on Jada Kiss at 12 years old and he was believing in what Jada Kiss was saying. Now I'm listening to this dude, right?
Right.
So as I'm listening to this dude, he sounds very intelligent. So if you sounding, intelligent, sounding like the intelligent person that you are,
right?
How did you get caught up in anything listening to him or saying that you had believed in what he was saying and all of that, right? So if you was believing in what he's saying and all that, you turned out good.
Well,
let's go that route.
Let me say it to this point. First of all, Jada, my man, B.
Right.
I've been rocking with Jada since like 92, 93. You know what I'm saying? Been to his crib, Yonkers, all that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Jada's stand-up dude, first of all. Mm-hmm. He's an honorable, second of all. And he was outside, third of all. Like before rapping, even before the Puff and all that, even when it was the Warlocks, back when KB Kong was open, and they had that big poster in KB Kong with the all-black army suits on.
Let's go there.
Come on, it was the Warlocks.
The Warlocks.
He was outside already, bro.
A lot of people don't even know about
the music he was talking about was real. He was around hustlers. He was around killers, murderers. He's from Yonkers, bro. I'm from Carvin Avenue, B. I grew up in a brownstone, but I came up around all the people that's somebody in my neighborhood. I'm from Harlem. He from Yonkers, bro. He been outside. I don't know what that dude talking about. I don't know what none of them really is talking about. But as far as when we talking about honorable people, I don't know what they saying, but I ain't rocking with it. You know what I mean?
Well, all right. Sub-Zero said the things like that Jada Kiss spitting, like, he was tough and shooting and this and that, it still be having, it make the young kids want to hang on corners and be outside doing nothing. And
right.
all
I mean,
that.
well, first of all, I never heard Jada say he shot nobody. You get what I'm saying? And maybe he said he might have sold drugs or two, but he probably did. I don't think he didn't. From the person I met back then to today, I'm pretty sure he took his chances. He just got an early break at an early age to get the fuck out, to get out the way. But before that, he was outside, man. And
might say, "I did the gun and gun butt you." And
yeah, I would. But he would. Right. I think he would.
Right. So all that's lyrical wordplay.
But I think he would. If I tell you I gun butt you, I ain't have to gun put 100 people for you to be the first victim.
And that puts that wordplay is just our culture, what we got, what we grew up in, and it'll make you think. See, his lyrics make you think, and it's like, oh wow, damn, you right. I done seen somebody butt somebody in the head.
I mean, listen, Boots. Jada like a poet, man. Jada's like a poet.
What he is.
All right, so Jada's the poet that I wasn't, meaning that I did everything he say in his rhymes. I did.
Right.
Literally, you just check my check. I don't gotta say what I did, but you can punch my name in the computer and my rap sheet gonna tell you I did everything he say he did.
Right.
But my point is, even if he didn't, Jada could be the person that was like my man, who watched Ribos, rob, steal, hustle, and wrote my story perfect. He seen what he's saying. That's it.
So he's seen a person like you. That means he has other people, especially when you grow up in the hood.
He got a community of people that's doing what we doing.
There's other people, so he's just writing what he's seen.
They got their D's and their Y's, and they got their like we got our big people. You know what I mean? They got their people, bro. He got a bunch of boosies up in Yonkers, niggas, people who stand firm, get busy. You get what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second. So, give me a story when you and Jada was with Puff. Get that to my audience real quick.
Yeah. So bust it, right?
I'll be right back.
Copy.
Get that to my audience.
All right, so bust it, right? This is an untold story. I never told this story ever in my life, B. I just came back from Cali. I think this was my first year in Cali. Came back to the airport. Hud 6 came pick me up. Him and Murder. So he picked me up with Mase, right? So he like, yo, Bose, come with us. We going up to Yonkers to go get Jada and Styles. So I'm like, all right, cool. Fresh back from Cali. So we go up there to Yonkers. We go to Jada house. I don't think it did. I think his sister. I think he got a sister because it was. I think it was his sister. I was like, oh, he went wherever he went. Styles P knew wherever it was at, so we pulled up on him. He parked the car he was in, and he hopped in the joint with us. I think we had the green Range Rover. Everybody in Harlem know about that green Range Rover. I think we had the green Rover, or we had my brother Navi. It was one of those because it was a big Jeep. So I think it might have been a Navi, maybe. You know what I mean? And Hud was driving. He told Mase to drive. So we got Jada. We shot down the Bad Boy. So we go up to Bad Boy, and we in Bad Boy. We in the studio. We just blowing, smoking, kicking it or whatever. And so they like, yo, well, Bose, how was it in Cali? So I'm telling them about Kazi. So I called Cali. I put them on the phone with my cousins and some bros I had met out there. Because that was my first year out there. I did a number out there. So this is 90, maybe 94, 95, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So we in the studio. Diddy come. I remember the aura was different. He definitely got a high-powered spirit aura for sure. Diddy comes in the studio. He came in with some 2 white girls or whatever. And we just in the studio. He ain't paying nobody no mind, whatever. Boom. Bell start buzzing downstairs. Bell buzzing like crazy. So somebody trying to get in. So I hear Murder like, yo, somebody go let Pop in.
When you say Murder, he's talking about Mase.
Mase. Mase. Okay. So and I wanted to discuss something about that, about today Mase. Cool.
You my brother. You discuss whatever you want.
So make a long story short, somebody go downstairs to let the dude in. It was Pop Lottie. Pop Lottie come in the studio. I ain't seen Pop Lottie since we was kids, but Pop Lottie come in that studio and got super duper disrespectful. I can't even curse on here, whatever, but Pop Lottie came and got disrespectful for nobody wanting to come downstairs and open that door for him, bro. Mm-hmm. I sat there and watched my man talk to Diddy and everybody. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Boom. So he leaves. We all leave. We get in the car. Now, Jada, Styles, all of them, because Huddy ain't here. I ain't spoke to Murder in Twitter, but Jada and them could vouch for this. We go downstairs, we get in the video. Jada and us, they had just did this new song. I don't remember the name of it, but the beat go like boom, 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 boom. So they had just did it. They wanted to let Diddy hear it. Fire. We played it the whole way down to from Yonkers to Bad Boy. Make a long story short, Diddy takes the joint out. Diddy gets in the Hud get out the passenger. Diddy gets in the passenger. Hud gets in the back with us. He takes this man's CD out or tape, whatever it was. I think it was a CD. He take the CD out and throws the joint, bro.
And where was Jada when he did?
He did. He was sitting right there, and Styles P was sitting right there too. I'm sitting next to them. And you know what I mean? I'm sitting right next to him. He takes the joint out, he throws the joint, violates, throws the joint. Yo, I got something I want y'all to hear. Puts a CD in it. Become the New Faith joint. Mm-hmm. New Faith Evans songs, whatever. Wow. But I didn't know who Faith was at that time. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this nigga get in my joint. I was a little disrespected because the man touched my situation. Like, you touching my CD player, you know what I mean? At the time, whatever. Yeah. And so that's a quick story, you know what I mean? And Jada left that joint. In my joint, he left the CD in my joint. I went because I was staying in VA at the time. Me, Hud, and all of us was living in VA, doing a number in VA. Mm-hmm. He took the joint back to VA. He called us all the way like, yo, I need the music, please bring it. Yo, he drove all the way back from VA like in a week. Gave it to him. He gave me all praises due for bringing that. You know, for just keeping it thorough. I didn't leak it. You know, this is when mixtapes and CDs and people leaking music. And leaking. Yeah, I ain't do no, you know what I mean? None of the above. But Jada's official, man. I got love for the brother.
And I rocks with Jada.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have no Jada stories except for the one I told earlier. Y'all go check that episode out.
I got mad Jada stories.
This one, how I seen him be a real dude to his friends while I was, came to see him and Mase and them sign autograph. Well, I came to see Mike, which is Mace's brother, and I watched Jada show his friends love all the way from New York, and this was in their primes when they just started, and they was making their rounds to be the person that he is to this day. So, I'm not really feeling people trying to call anybody that went to private school or whatever schools they went to and being in the house all the time. My homeboy, his name is B Pipe. I spoke about that as well. One of the very well known, 152nd Street. That ain't where he lived at, but that's where he hung at.
Pike, what up?
And that's where You come through there, you're getting robbed, and you will get the business.
Pete Lover.
And he was one of the, he wasn't no tall dude, but they knew not to play with him. That went to private school. His mother and them had money, plenty money. It was not about none of that. It was about us being outside. And not only that, Jada Kiss came into an era where it was people like Cool G Rap that was talking gangster before NWA. Then you had NWA, then you got Mob Style. None of that influenced nobody. So if the guy that's speaking about him that Sub-Zero played a portion of his podcast saying he was 12 years old and I was listening to Jada and and now it's showing that he wasn't really what he was saying because he went to private school. How do y'all get all of this stuff? Because he went on one podcast with Joe Buttons with his father and trying to represent something positive right now and turn it into a negative. That's what y'all doing. But y'all want to make it look like y'all doing something for the youth and saying this is what Jada is about. Y'all destroying the youth and all that. That sounds so silly to me to even acknowledge that point instead of acknowledging that he's transforming with his father to open up these coffee shops or sell their coffee and all of the above. See what I'm saying? And somebody hit me earlier after they seen my other episode about Jada Kiss and said, I like your video, I watched it. It said Sub-Zero got something up there, but I think he had a good few points. I think you need to check it. So we came immediately and watched it. And I came in and watched it, and I kind of understand where he's trying to go at with it, but it still doesn't even make sense. Idolize what he's talking about now, because even if that guy was 12 years old, when Jada was talking what he was talking back then, drill music wasn't even thought about, which me and my bro, Kev Frost, Ronnie Stone, was talking that drill music with the Young Guns of Harlem. Y'all can go ahead and Google it, Young Guns of Harlem. And somebody done put my music all over YouTube. It's been up there. You know what I'm saying? Body. But we was talking that bang, bang, shoot 'em up and this and that, because that's where we came from. But Jada Kiss, when they came into play, you got to give them props. Songs with, like what you said, Bose, Mariah Carey.
Mariah, they got all types of different
joints
songs.
When they had the shiny suits on, the joints with them with Little Kim. They ain't doing all that talking about killing up nothing and all that.
Man,
give them props for that.
But let me say this though. What they should have been asking, what they should have been trying to figure out is why a person with a mother and father end up doing and coming out in the streets, more or less trying to say the man wasn't in the streets, because he was outside.
Facts.
And he was involved in around a lot of dangerous situations. I'm pretty sure of it. Even for me going to Yonkers and being in Yonkers, any corner you sit on and any dudes you hanging around that's outside doing things, there's a chance you gonna get some of that too. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So more or less saying he's been around it. He's seen the police. He's seen people get locked up. He's seen drugs. He's been around. So the question should be, why are all these kids with all these good parents going to all these great schools? And let me say another thing about us going to Catholic school. Most of it, and at least in my day, most of us who went to Catholic school, our parents was gangsters. Like my mom's was a nurse. Let me don't say my parents, but my father was a gangster. Most of our fathers and parents who put us in Catholic school is to get us, trying to get us a better life from what they lived through. Yeah, my parents, most of the kids in my school who went to school with me, they became the big winners. They became the ones who got most of everything people wanted because they had honor, respect. We learned a lot from. Listen, man, don't knock. They can't knock the Catholic school hustle. No. I wish that I would have put all my kids in Catholic school. You get what I'm saying? Because what you do learn in them private schools is you gonna learn order. You know what I mean? That's one thing you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn order.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're gonna learn the respect. You're gonna learn respect amongst individuals, and more than likely, is gonna be no color code when you're in those type of private schools. You're gonna have Spanish, white. You're gonna have all creeds because those are the people who can pay.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have friends that grow up and you learn different nationalities, and you learn. I learned a lot of love in school, bro. Like I went to Catholic school. I had to go to. I did all that. What they call that? Choir boys and altar boys, and you know what I mean. And
said something real deep though.
Come on, baby.
Most parents that have their kids growing up in New York City, in our culture, in our urban culture, their parents was gangster and they wanted their kids away from that, right? So you got to look at this too, Sub-Zero. No disrespect to him. I'm just pulling his coat with the little things. That is normally in your children's blood already of being that. That's what make them go out and seek that. Because y'all never once asked what was Jada Kiss' father doing before how he was just a two-parent household, how it was able to earn and live in a brownstone or whatever. Y'all never asked those questions. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, to make it look like he is just a person poisoning the community, that's not good. Now, y'all are black people that have a podcast, which is a platform that's sabotaging another black man and calling him fake and you phony, and that's not good, because that shows separation as well. That shows separation as well for you doing it in the manner that you're doing. And what is your next point to the fan base?
Let me say
what y'all want them to say.
And that's one of the reasons why people don't be wanting to have like me, grew up with two parents in the situation I was in, and I always wanted to hang in polo grounds. I'm in every project because I'm trying to get away from that name that y'all trying to put on him. Oh, he had a mother and a father. He ain't nobody. He ain't did nothing. And this is why my mom always just said, boy, you got food here, you got a house here. What you hanging in them pissy hallways and projects for? Because I'm trying to get away from this, because this is damaging my reputation and my ability. Now I got to come out and go hard, 3 times harder to get that Cosby kid that come in. Let me tell you a story about the Cosbys. The Cosby Show was pitched to Bill Cosby from Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier was my pop's man who replicated my mom's and pop's and family life. If you knew my situation, like if you seen my exact house, my mother and father breakdown of the boys and the girls, and it's the same situation. My mom's was a nurse. The Huxtable pops was a doctor or something like that. My pops was a hustler, so they swung his. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, don't take away from let's congratulate the 2-parent household. Let's do that. Let's push the 2-parent household, because
basically they trying to congratulate the 2-parent household.
No, they not, because what they're gonna do is make the younger kids now who got parents, 2-parent, don't want to let that kind of be known, because of the simple fact nobody wants to say that they can't be who they are because of where you came from. Like what they saying is, he ain't never been outside. First of all, he was outside. That's true. Why? He ain't been outside because he came from a 2-parent household. So now anybody who think they tough definitely ain't gonna say they from a 2-parent household, because they're gonna say, they're gonna put the M&M on him. Oh, he from a big house. You know what we just said, what we just seen? Right.
Well, basically what they're saying is, if you are in a 2-parent household, you shouldn't be coming outside.
No, saying is you come 2-parent. Well,
that's their point.
Okay, well, my point is this. I'm taking it as,
that's the point. What I'm saying
I'm taking it as, if you from a 2-parent household, they trying to say you soft, bro. You ain't outside. That's how I'm taking it.
No, that too. So
that's the different story.
No, we're gonna get to that. But this is what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted, thinking that because a person is from a 2-parent household that they are soft, is what I'm saying. And a person should never hide where they from. But what they are saying is, being that you are from a 2-parent household, like you said, yes, they saying they soft. I'm saying that don't mean that they soft.
It never meant that.
Don't get it twisted.
It never meant that. But stigma is something that goes beyond what we understand as we get older. Today we could say that, but I'm just talking from the kid that was 14, 12, 13. I didn't want to have nothing to do with that crib, bro. I didn't want to have nothing to do with that crib.
But we don't want kids that is in the 2-parent household
to feel that way,
to come out. No, we don't want them to come outside.
Nah, it's ain't about to come outside.
If they living in that 2-parent household and they are doing the right thing,
beautiful.
I agree with that.
I highly agree with that.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Because you have a lot of kids that's in the white community that come outside and hang around black people because they love the swag and they love everything, and they really don't have to come outside and do that. But they can I agree with them to come in and experience other culture,
But-
but still be who you are at home. Go to school. Don't get outside and get involved.
Absolutely.
So it still could be the same thing with the black family that is a 2-parent household living in a brownstone. Stay
Okay,
living
hold
in
on.
a house and do what you do. Don't get caught up in street stuff.
Let me-
That's what
let
they're
me-
saying
let
too.
me- But let me say this.
So I agree with them on that.
No, I do agree with them. But this is let me change that scenario you just said, right? That white person that's coming out that neighborhood, he's coming into a jungle he doesn't live in. He doesn't have to. Now my different situation is when I walked out my front door and I walked up the block to Amsterdam, Hamilton, it was already lit up there. I mean, you're talking about in our
That's a
era.
fact.
Okay, or I could go turn the corner and go down to St. Nick where y'all at,
That's a
and it's
fact.
super lit down there. So
But
what
you
I'm
can
saying
make
is,
a left turn and leave out your house and go up to City College.
which I did too, which I did also. But I went up there with you guys.
Where we could sneak
You know
in,
what I
but we
mean?
only went in there to do
To
hood
do
stuff.
right.
Sneak in there to
So-
flip in the gym.
Alright, well-
but we didn't go up there to hang with the college kids. though.
Well, you know what?
So that's not still a
But
comparison.
this is why I did the song called "You Lied to Me," bro. Because all we did was pass on misinformation. You feel me? Because instead
Right.
of you telling me when you took me up there with Tony G and all that, the flip and the battle and the do all and the breaking and take books and whatever, just being reckless young kids, you could have said, "Nah, why don't you come get an education and come up here?"
I still was a young kid. Though,
Thank you.
silly
So what I'm
vanilla.
saying is miseducation, and somebody told the same thing to you. Yeah, somebody who you came out your building.
Or we just came up with that chemistry ourselves.
No, we
Not
didn't
listening
because
to our
our
people.
because our junior high schools was crazy. Like, just look at the whole pattern, bro. It wasn't just in front of the
But
building.
we wasn't listening to
Nah,
nobody.
but them
we was
schools
coming
was
up with our own
crazy.
scenarios though.
Yeah,
We going to break into that college because we heard that the gym is
It's
proper.
nice.
You got the springboard floor.
Nothing is new under the sun, though.
Right.
And you right about that. We
Facts.
definitely was breaking in
So
there to
nobody-
do good stuff, though.
Nobody lied to us about doing any of that.
Nah.
We figured it out on our
Nah,
own
but-
because when we not in front of our parents, we think we grown and we can do what we want to do. Period. And that's the point of Jada Kiss was outside thinking he grown, doing what he want to do. And then he
Can't knock
learned,
his parents for that.
he learned the street stuff, and that's a fact. And you can't say that he was a soft dude because he did that. No, soft in the house. Because when I go in the house, yes, mom, brother, you say the wrong thing, my mama smacking fire at you.
That's facts.
I got beat with belts, tied a knot in
Right,
it, and catch you
absolutely.
and act like
Them
everything,
days.
cool. She
days.
cook food, everybody eat. Time to get in the bathtub to go get ready for school tomorrow. You get in the bathtub and you think you safe. Oh yeah, it's over. It's about 6. It's 8 at night. Oh yeah, now I put my pajamas on. I'm going to bed. She come in there, the door busts open, boom, belt, shy out, blood out the arms, everything. Not crazy, but I'm just saying.
Right.
Just enough. Don't play at me, boy. You
Was?
better go to school. You better do what you're supposed to do. And guess what? After I got that whooping, and I don't care what I had on me, I'm back outside the next day probably playing hooky right after I got the whooping. So nobody can say that Jada Kiss soft because he went to
Yo,
school.
you know who went to Catholic school
That
too with us?
sounds crazy.
Brazzy went to Catholic school with us. Brazzy went to Catholic school on 152nd and Amsterdam.
Brazzy? Let them know. No, you let
they
them
know
know.
who Brazzy is, man. They know
No, they
Brazzy,
don't know
man.
Brazzy. Luke
man.
up Brazzy. That's how you gotta say
Luke
that.
Brazzy.
Yeah.
Brazzy went there. The Gooch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying we had good
Yeah.
parents, successful parents is what I'm saying.
The gumbo king.
Yeah, he was outside too. Hamilton. Brazzy
So,
was outside.
I'm glad
Come
you
on, man.
made that point.
Let's keep this
This
all the way
is why
real.
I'm
Like,
glad he
a
made
lot
this
of
point.
people that made it over the hump but put work in between.
This is why
had
I'm
good
glad
parents, man.
I'm glad you just said that, bro.
Absolutely.
You know why? Because person like Luca Brazzi, right? Very successful with a product that is considered illegal. There's people in jail right now with life from selling marijuana. And he waited to the right time to pick marijuana to sell and legal and learned how to brand it, package it, and do it the right way, and is a successful businessman, which that come from the rap that y'all are talking about, Sub-Zero and Hassan Campbell and all that. It is very successful. Went to to Catholic school and is successful, but been around the killers and the thugs and all that.
Absolutely.
He's a prime example of that.
Absolutely.
And he was before the Jada Kiss era or around that era. Nobody made him do nothing wrong. Jada Kiss music ain't make him do nothing wrong. Jada Kiss music is really our age bracket. So the guy that was talking about it, that was 12 years old, which he created a podcast, and you can look at the way the podcast is set up correctly. So I look at that person as an intelligent individual. So you didn't take it and been out wrong and was in the streets from listening to Jada Kiss music. Now, the kids that's growing up now is really not Jada Kiss era. Jada Kiss era is people like us that's making moves successfully. Him, he just named one, Luca Brasi. We can name a whole bunch of other people that's successful in the Jada Kiss era. So when you put it that route and then you want to put it on a platform and sabotage this man's career while he's trying to push things with his father, you're dead wrong for that. Because a lot of people in Jada Kiss era is successful right now. The kids that's doing the drill music and the killing and all that, that's something that they created. That's nothing that Jada Kiss created. Standing on corners and all that, we been did that. A lot of people still do it from our era. When I go back home, I still see them standing on corners doing nothing. Me and my team be ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go back down south. We out of here. Period. Then we got the ones that's up there, that's smart, like my brother Jihad, clicking in and learning how to turn, make dispensaries. We got Unique Mega Audio that did 26 years. He got one of the successful podcasts right now. And I can name a few. All those are Jada Kiss eras. So don't try to use the youth to try to sabotage another black man that is successful, which he ain't like a Jay-Z or nothing.
Well, I mean, you mean
that's
youth
crazy.
like what? Like I miss.
Because when they say youth, Jada Kiss is sabotaging our youth. That's what Sub-Zero said out of his mouth.
Man, that sound. That's
ignorant. This youth, this era is not Jada Kiss era for the youth. Now we can't help it as
Jada
music.
Kiss just open up the juice bar. They pushing health. They wasn't even working out before. Like,
no, but listen what I'm saying. I get it. No. And he learned that as a man growing up from when you was hanging with him before he was Jada who he is now. So what I'm saying is now you want to sabotage him now while he's creating something. And the era that's going on now is not Jada Kiss era. So when they use that word youth, they sabotaging the youth. He's sabotaging the youth. He's not pitching nothing to the youth.
But he's talking about right now. He's sabotaging the youth. That's what
right. That's my point.
That's what you're saying.
That's why I'm upset, and that's why I'm having this conversation with you.
Right now, as far as the youth and it
has nothing to do with Jada Kiss.
Listen,
we
man,
can't help that his music is timeless. Now he'll get on the mic and spit some joints right now, whatever. And still he ain't telling nobody to go do drive-bys, roll up, shoot person brains out, this and that. Yeah, he might have talked about stuff that he heard. And let's get into that. Rap was created with stuff that we grew up doing anyway.
Nah, he giving back, bro. I'm not even going to, honestly, I'm not even going to entertain that because that's kind of like foolishness. To say something he's doing today is damaging our youth, that
don't make sense. That's my point.
All.
That's my point.
The man got juice bars. He promoting workout and calisthenics and juice for life and green. You know what I mean? Like,
coffee,
what are we talking about
coffee
here,
with his father.
Coffee for people like me that love coffee. Like, what are we talking about
here? This is what I'm mad about. Because he's with his father and he's trying to promote something. He's giving back to his father. And that created him false smarts. And he's creating that coffee that they doing. And now y'all want to turn the message of where he came from and where he at now with what you just said, juice bar, coffee and all that, and talk about, damn, all that. So all of what he creating positive, y'all took the small parts of where he came from and turned it into a negative. And now y'all want to run with that.
No,
that's stupid, and that's ignorant, and that's ignorant in our culture. And y'all should be the ones with the finger pointed at y'all for those things. like I said earlier.
It's the wrong one.
Yeah,
that's the wrong one for that one.
That's
that
backwards.
That don't make no sense, bro.
It's backwards.
Like, come on.
It's backwards.
I know that man too many years. He played fair. He been playing fair so long, and just on outside of music, just on real life terms, and you know what I mean. Like he plays so fair. Like, come on, like that's the wrong one to throw anything other than respect and honor on his name, bro. That's whack. Styles too.
That's
I saw Styles P, Madison Square, same same love.
Man,
And all this is coming from the, from the hard
Styles
stuff.
P, we was in Nassau County Jail filming Honor Up. We was in there all day. We was in there from 5 in the morning, probably about 7 in the evening. And I started to feel like I was locked up again. But in there, when you do movies, they'll give you like a certain part of the jail when you request it. And just so happened, this part of the jail, it was they was remodeling, so they gave us that side, which that's all we needed for the Honor Up movie.
Right.
So we was in there all day, man, doing in the cells and all that, and I started to feel like I'm in the motherfucker. Excuse my language, you two. Feel like I'm in jail, but they was having their little powwows. Him and OG Daniels and a few dudes.
I respect them guys, man. I truly do.
And when I listen to homies speak with intelligence, man. For real. And it don't matter. Most gangsters are gentlemen anyway. Real ones.
And big shout out to them, because when they did that, when God bless the dead, when Hud passed, I think they came up there and did that concert. I don't even think they got paid for that. Like when they did the concert for Huddy, like they had a concert for Hud. Jada and them showed up. Like their history is impeccable.
That's why they are one of the longest lasting groups in hip hop. A lot of groups fall apart. They still together.
That ain't because it ain't no honor. I'm still bugged out. I'm still tweaking why Murder never showed up at Hud funeral. I'm still tweaking. I ain't seen Murder. I ain't seen States. Like things like that is just like them guys, you know what I mean? Show respect, love, and honor. Like I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah, he ain't show up. And I'm still gassed about that. Like, yo, I'm like,
wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, shit like that. I don't think nobody could, you know what I mean? Like, so when we talking about honor and just being honorable, them dudes is honorable. You get what I'm saying?
So why you feel Mase didn't show up? Or do you know why?
Bro,
you didn't hear anything?
I mean, last time I saw him, everything was beautiful. I don't know. He moved. He went to Atlanta, and I don't know, man. But as far as once you're
maybe
man,
too much was going on.
Listen. You hear what I'm about to tell you?
I'm listening.
I don't care about nothing.
I'm listening.
Something happened to any of my brothers that I'm talking about. Grew up with, played ball with, slept in her Nana EJ house. You wearing clothes, people clothes, and you wearing his clothes, and you grew up in his mama house, and she waking up in the morning, and y'all guys hungry, and that type of love. I don't care what happened, bro. I'm showing up for my man, and remember, I'm platinum man already. I done went my bread up. So if I had to come with security, if I felt that scared, I'm coming with 20 guys I'ma sneak in on the low and talk to his mama, give my respects, and disappear if it can. And he was a preacher at that time, so I'm really sure I thought if Killer showed up.
I get it.
Benzino and everybody else, bro. Even Cam showed up. Like I don't know why he didn't come. That hurt my heart, bro. Not to see that man show up for his man and then throw that shot that he threw on the radio. Man, he should apologize for that, bro. I don't see them even talk about. I see Cam through, so. But I think Murder should. I don't know what happened with that, bro. I would like to know, Murder, what happened, man?
Wow, that's
deep. Like, Murder, what happened, man?
That's deep.
I think they, you know what I mean? And I see them once in a while with Lil Hud, but that's your right hand man, son. You should come grab him and give him a job or something, like throw him one of your old cars if you could, like what I mean? Shit, what I mean? This is what we do. Bose, what y'all need here? Take the key, Bose. You out of town, Bose? You here? Shine boy, you know what I mean? Yo, what you need? The crib to the house, and your key. What you need, bro? I'm gonna put you in the telly. But what you doing over there? Like, come over here. This is where we at.
I ain't never seen Sean. I ain't never seen Sean Boy move for a personal way. You done been moving for you since you been here. I ain't going front.
Brotherly love. Like you said, we don't see each other every day. He down here, he up here, he doing music, he all over the place. I'm in Harlem, I got family, I got kids, I'm trying to get my life. You feel me? Mama just ain't here, man.
I ain't knocking my door. I'm like, who in my house? I don't let nobody come to my crib like that.
Facts.
I look out the joint, it's
ribos.
you and my brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man. So
I'm
you
like,
know,
wow.
open arms.
I'm wondering how he got you that fast. I just talked to him the night before.
Look, I didn't tell no. I popped out.
He ain't even tell me that
Because he didn't know.
grab you.
He didn't know. Where you at? Where coming to get you? I'm like, nah, I'm going over this. Nah, bro, no, you're not. I'm coming to get you.
And see,
Bottom
that's
line.
the fact of loyalty and
Bottom
friendship, especially when you not even in your circumference.
Yeah, so
at
niggas
home.
ain't show up for my man 6, bro. That hurt my heart, man. I ain't even gonna hold you though, bro. And I don't see niggas do too much for a son either, so that kind of just throwing me like, well, I don't know where that came, how. And I tell them, Lord, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me reevaluate friendship, love, loyalty. It makes me reevaluate that because the love I seen them have together as friends.
Right, you never
And
think.
I would have never thought that Hud would pass away and nigga don't grab his kids because he got other kids. He got little Hud, he got his daughters, he got kids, he got a family. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you feel me? Nobody owe nobody nothing. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying. But in brotherly love, you do what you can. That's where I'm at with it. You do what you can.
That's a fact.
You feel me? That's it, bro. Niggas don't even do nothing, as far as I know. And I ain't knocking nobody for nothing, but I'm just saying, you know.
Nah, no,
like, goddamn, bro.
I know. I totally get what you're saying. And to be honest, 1,000, when it comes to brotherly love, to the circumference of what you're saying, we do owe each other that. We owe each other that.
I always thought we did.
Wow, yeah.
I never thought, nigga, like this shit today, like when I told you about how I ran across a couple of friends and nigga, he couldn't look me in my eye. And my point about saying that is I come to tell the rest of the friends, like, yo, bro, I saw such and such, and forget him. I'm like, yo, bro, nobody cares about nobody no more.
Yeah, that don't count.
Like, where that happen at? I had to get away from that, bro.
We never moving like that.
I had to get away from that, B.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. My brother that went to private school, nothing to play with. The streets know he ain't nothing to play with. Period. A lot of them don't even know he went to private school. The way he acted in the streets, he changed his life. He owned properties everywhere: Albany, Atlanta, Georgia, New York. Owned tenement buildings and all of the above. My brother B. Pike, right? So he was having what he do an annually thing with him and his wife, and my brother and them was going to his annually thing.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you know, with the situation I got caught up in, my mind was all over the place. So I forgot all about it. My brother called me and told me about it, and I was going through turmoil, and I'm like, what? I said, yo, y'all meet me here this today. It's like, all right, you meet us off and head us off at the path, which is 7 to 8 hours away. We're going to come grab you. I made another route, but they were still going to come grab me. We was going to make it happen one way or the other. And that ain't even had nothing to do with a person dying. That was a person celebrating him being happy with his wife. And it's a must that we do that. That's what keep each other strong and strength in numbers, brother.
Let me tell you, man.
So I understand what you're saying.
And I say this with all. When I say this, man, I say this with my whole heart, man. It's disgusting the way people just let people go like they never was here, bro. You feel me?
That's hard.
And what brought me to that point is when Sean Boy when your little brother did the joint, when he brought 46 back that day. Mm-hmm. You know how many people I saw there that day that I love, bro?
You mean
that I didn't see in years?
For his birthday, you mean?
No, not that joint. For his video shoot.
So we got two.
That was a whole nother story. Because I seen people's mamas.
We got two incidents.
That's why I told Sean Boy every time I see him.
We got two.
You the only one that I know that's right now capable of bringing everybody back together who we all love. Like, I'm talking about the video shoot he had on Hum 46 and 7.
I know what you're talking about.
When your brother and them came, and A came, and the guy from Philly came.
It looked like it was a block party.
Rudy Whistling pulled up, and
it looked like a block party.
Yo, people I love, bro, I haven't seen in 20 years.
It looked like a block party out there. It looked like a block. So now,
and that was my birthday.
Wow.
That was my birthday that day. He didn't know that. Double didn't know when he called me, yo, I'm shooting it on this day, March 5th.
Wow.
Such and such. I said, yo, that's crazy. That's my birthday. It's lit.
Wow.
Boy, was it a day. But I'm just saying, in remembrance of my man Bull. You know what I mean? In remembrance of my man Wayne Boogie. You know what I'm saying?
And did it right on the steps of that building.
Come on, man. In front of him, big banners up there for my man and all that, bro. Nobody did nothing for my man, bro.
Where he was made at.
Nobody did nothing for my man, dude.
And he still did the honors of bringing AZ out that day and everything.
Yo, like I said, Double, and like I always tell Double, he got the power to bring the hood back, bro. Because I've tried it many a times and it didn't work. Many of us tried to bring, and some people come, some wouldn't, but he was able to get people you get what I'm saying, that come from that stoop. You seen that picture? Yeah. You got to put that picture up. I don't know if you got it, but we all sitting in the doorway. Me, you, Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah,
that be my throwback.
I just got that, boy. That is monumental.
That be my throwbacks.
Man, I'm blowing that up, man. My man Bug, boy.
And then after that, we did the birthday party for Sean Boy, and everybody was coming.
That was another monumental. Dre Moms is there. You feel me? Jackie was there.
Jackie came.
You know what I mean? God bless the dead. My man Dre Moms was in there, man. Come on, bro.
And people kept coming and coming, and they was like,
got that.
Damn, y'all
got that, Sean Boy. Actually, for sure.
Y'all closing it? Y'all closing it? We like, well, we gonna go to this other part. If we thought about it, we would have made another after party for that, and they would have came. But they partied like it was 12 at night, and we was partying at 6, 7.
I don't got no enemies, right? But me and a friend kind of became enemies, and at that day we kind of squashed it, like, you know what I mean? Because we've been looking for each other
and squashed the beef.
And we squashed it because we've been looking for each other for a while. That's for sure. That's what we do here
on Street Knowledge Podcast.
We let that ride that day.
We bring our people together, man.
Niggas was like, nah, I hear this Shy Boy affair.
Yeah, we ain't got time.
Y'all work that out or spin that corner.
And guess who was else there? Lil' Kim brother, my brother Chris Jones.
Facts.
And I'm gonna put him on blast. He got twisted.
Oh yeah.
Twisted. And guess what Shy Boy did on
I got that footage.
My brother's birthday. Made sure Chris he ain't leaving from here unless he all right. On his birthday, he supposed to been leaving and going to have fun and chilling and doing whatever after the after.
At Sean Boy Devil, at Eastcoast Bose, at Big Boosie.
That's what we do for our brothers.
You know we gonna push.
And while they alive. So imagine what we gonna do push if they not here.
Yeah, man, we gotta do something big like that. As soon as I see Sean Boy, I'm gonna tell him, man, you gotta pull another one of those, man, for the summer. Do a cookout, bring everybody together, throw the banners up for Bug and the rest of them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, that's going down. Yeah, real heavy.
Cause ain't nobody else ain't gonna do it. The people that really supposed to be pushing it, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, but we are. And we
ain't gonna do nothing, man. But we love our people, man.
I'm glad you said that.
We love our brothers, man.
We saying it right here.
Battery Dre. Yeah. We love our brothers.
Yeah.
Sid. Yeah. Ted. We love our people, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about it, man.
And we can go deeper deeper and deeper.
Yeah, deep. It's just the list goes on, man, because like I said, that's what happens in the inner city ghetto, man.
So, before we go, I got to talk about the new soundtrack that we doing.
We're doing the soundtrack. We're about to kill him.
For Wrong Number. My brother Terry D. He got a lot of films on Tubi, Stars, and all that. We just did a new one. And Bose, you been real active.
I ain't playing.
Yeah, don't be holding this up. Throwing it in my face and ain't bring me mines.
Oh shit, yo, Unique, you gotta get your joint too, man.
Bringing me mines.
Word, bro.
I gotta have that right there.
Audio, come get your sweater.
My boy is fly with making the joints. He's gonna make them where you can even have your own customized with your hood, where you from, and your name.
We got something coming for him.
All of the above.
We got something dope coming for him, though.
But I got some of the hottest songs from this guy right here, with Sean Boy, with Shice, with Moga Bass, with a bunch of Harlem cats, man. We ain't gonna let everything out the bag, and y'all get ready and y'all stay tuned, man. And I ain't finished talking to him. I'm keeping him down here. He's getting ready to think he going back to Harlem. Nah, he ain't going back to Harlem. We got things to do. He gonna stay down here working, and we gonna put it out, and it's going on Empire. And we working out something with Dame Dash for BET. And we're going to put it on the Dame Dash Network, the America New. So, y'all get ready, man. Y'all get, But we just wanted to come up here and really talk. When I told him about, yo, they talking crazy about Jada, and he like, man, Jada's my brother, a good dude, show me love from the bottom.
From
before
A1,
he
day
came,
one.
he's like, oh, nah, oh, nah,
real,
nah,
for real.
oh, nah.
For real, for
I'm getting
real.
ready to throw my clothing line on and show the people my clothing line, but I still got to give him props where props is due.
Absolutely.
And that's what this is all about, man.
Absolutely. Even for showing up for her. Like when I pulled up at you know what I mean? Just doing honorable things for people that you had a relationship with, even if, regardless of. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's why, like I said, and over the years, just running into him anywhere, it's like, yo, Ray, oh shit, what's good, yo, man, yo. And nobody need, like I said, man, nobody owe nobody nothing. But it's just doing what you can for the next man. Bro.
Well,
you know what I mean? Each one teach one, bro.
When
Stop gatekeeping, man. Y'all be getting that information and trying to win, and that's why it always turn out y'all get washed up or something happen, and then y'all come right back to us. Then y'all come right back to us and trying to have us call people and work it out and figure it out. Stop gatekeeping, man, and stop winning by yourself, man. Because then when the wolves get you and you by yourself, then you want to call for help. Stay in tune, man.
That's a fact.
Stay in tune.
Because at the end of the day, we do owe somebody something. We don't owe nobody nothing. I hope this don't fly over your head. Nobody owed nobody nothing. But where we come from, in that jungle, brotherly hood, and we say we brothers, then we owe each other
we
something.
owe each other that, man.
That's a fact.
You owe each other your word, man. And that's why I felt hurt when a lot of people just like, man, cut people. Listen, man, when I came up, we gave each other our word as kids. You know what I mean? When we was doing everything wrong, or we was going to neighborhoods, we know it was 20 kids looking to jump us, and it's 10 of us, and we stood strong together, just being wild kids. I'm talking about. We stood strong each other, and then you get adults, and you went over here, and then talking about, I don't get it. Yo, that attitude is whack, bro.
I'll give you another quick story.
That attitude is whack, bro. Let's talk about it.
My brother got jumped down at Park West High School. He come uptown. We in the house playing hooky. Young kids wasn't listening. We was listening to rap, Coogee rap, and them talk about gangster stuff, this, that. We don't care about none of that. That don't influence us to do nothing, which is another thing. Before I get into the story, I got the movie Colors. Why Sub-Zero and them not talking about the movie Colors that influence kids? The movie Takers. Why Sub-Zero and them not talking about the movie Takers?
Or Menace to Society. When that came out in our era, whew, it's crazy.
Why they not talking about those films? Because rappers talk about stuff and it's just poetry. The same way how you write scripts. So nobody tell your kid to go out there and do nothing.
Everybody wanted to be.
So don't try to blame Jada Kiss for whatever he doing. You had Jay-Z talking about how he was in the street selling drugs and shot his own brother and all that. Like, stop it. Please stop it. Yeah, y'all got valuable points about certain things, but it ain't valuable enough to tear down a man's career. Talk about his coffee that he went up there really to promote, and he just giving his childhood stuff, man. Anyway, we was the same thing you talking about. My brother get jumped. He come uptown. We in the house playing video games. I see my brother would look like he got jumped. We jump in cabs and everything and go down to the goddamn school.
Put work in.
And it was just me and Bull, God bless the dead, who we talk about, AZ brother, younger brother who wrote the Paid in Full movie, which was the best friend of my brother at the time. We all go down there. And it was only probably about 10 of us.
10 of
maybe 8 of us. And it was some Spanish dudes.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking around like, all right, school over, where they at? My brother looking for the dude that jumped him. We looking through the crowd. I don't see him. I'm like, man, we setting it off.
We gonna light somebody else up.
I start swinging on anybody. And everything.
That's facts. We gonna move the crowd.
Yeah, and one of the Spanish dudes said, blah, 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 blah. It was hundreds of them coming at us.
Right.
We swinging, pow, pow.
Right.
I see Bull, God bless the dead, and my brother in the middle. My brother finally found the one that swung on him. They pounded him out. But what I'm saying, the point of this is we stuck together. It don't matter how many. I get hit with a pole in the side. My other brother on the ground. I gotta run and save him, and that's how I got hit with the pole. We thumping. Little skinny old me, skinny old my brothers.
Them days.
And my other dudes that
days.
was husky. We did it.
And that's another thing I was saying a little earlier, not to cut you off, when we were saying is, even if you stayed in the house, when you went to school, you was going to be in some more stuff where you had to stand tall amongst wolves. That was all it was.
That's a
Like
fact.
if I didn't go up the block and everybody wasn't fighting and punching and shooting and killing, maybe I wouldn't have did the stuff that I did. But
Right.
I knew I couldn't be a victim of that, B.
It's called when you go outside
man.
from your good home treatment. You
Come on,
do
bro.
what you
Listen, man.
do.
I would have been a victim, Boost.
That's it.
I would have been a victim, man, in this cold
That's
world,
it.
man.
But that's why you smart, because the smart part
having
come.
it.
The
That's
smart
why.
part come from your parents. And then you go outside and you learn smart parts from your homeboys, that's your OGs,
I went
and
to
you
college,
learn
Boost.
and you learn loyalty.
Come on, man. We ain't no
you learn
fools.
you learn all that. So that's a fact, and that's what this podcast is about. Don't trash nobody because they got a good career going. Talk about the good things they got going, and that's what it is. Your boy Big Boosie, make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that like button. I ain't finished. Y'all getting ready to see more of this dude here because he only gave y'all a little bit of the story.
Come on, boy. I done been through it all, man. Let's talk,
That's
though,
a
bro.
fact. We gonna
I can't
talk.
wait to get it out.
Salute y'all, my knowledgeable
Save
people
you
out there,
guys.
man. See y'all in a little
Tell
while.
on you niggas.
Yeah. Yeah.